the hell I'm doing. I was like, oh, we're on. I better start moving my hands and shit. Sorry, my apologies. What is going on, crypto fam? Happy hump day. Welcome back to Sin City Crypto Live. We are coming at you from our studio here in Sin City, Nevada. I am one of your co-hosts, David. Before we get into content, quick disclaimer. Nothing that anyone says on this channel should be taken as financial advice. So please, always do your own research. With that being said, I'd like to introduce you to the man of many coffees and drinks. Big Rob, what's up?
Hola! It's your boy, Big Rob, back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. If it's your first time checking us out, we are entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel where we take the old, the boring, the stale information, and we package it up in a fun and sexy way. Also, here at Sin City Crypto, we don't just do live streams, we also do deep dives and other content. Make sure you check those out as well. And then, if you can help us out, we'll give you a moment to hit the like button. Go ahead. Okay. Hit the subscribe button if you ain't subscribed yet. And notification bell. Yes, please. Muchas gracias. And then, that's all I got.
We got an intro.
For my intro. That's all I got for the intro. How you doing?
I think we got a new person in the chat.
We got somebody new in here?
Bima. Oh, wait, what was it? Wasn't that the last name of that quarterback in another or something Sunday or any given Sunday? Something Beamer?
I don't know. Well,
I know Frank Beamer.
You got Beamer Ball, which
Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech. That's
right.
Your boy from Virginia. How you doing?
Virginia, you know what I'm saying? Oh, that's you. My bad. Sorry. Thought I grew up in Norfolk, Virginia.
Big Willie Beeman. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto. And then,
Speaking of Willie, where's our boy Will been? Chili Willie.
it's Chili Willie has not been around for a minute, man.
Will, we miss you.
Yeah, where
We
you
miss
at,
you,
bro?
my friend.
If you're watching after the fact, drop a comment so we know that you're safe and okay, because we miss you, bro.
Yes, we miss you.
All right, gonna get right into the roll call. Why you loud, gang? First up in the chat, and then we got HP, Chef Murder, Brokey Yoshi, Stereo Twos, not only in the chat but also on the ones and twos. Olga. We also got Marky Mark up in the crib, and Beeman Willie,
BKG.
BKG. And then we got Bullish Kenny G up in here, Hindi, and Sir Babe,
And Shizzy.
and Shizzy,
And Jason Squires.
and Jason Squires.
So when I said BKG, that was Bullish Kenny G.
Oh.
BKG.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he got double shout out. Sean is back. What's up, Sean? We missed you, my friend. How you been, buddy?
Yo, yo, yo.
What's up?
All right. What's up, Sean? Good to see you, bro. And so, anyways, we are growing. What's the club limit today?
33.
33.
33.
Man of the people. We're going to do 32 today. There we go. We got the 32 people in the chat. We're going to open up this damn club. If you don't know what a club is, the hell wrong with you? That's what we do good here in Vegas. We have clubs. We open up. We have a party. We get to make fun of David's dance moves.
We also overcharge people when they go to the club. Man, I was all right. So I
This
was on,
bottle of water here in a Las Vegas club would cost you $20.
and it doesn't even stand up. And inside joke on that one. I bought those. We were out of bottled water, so I went to the gas
David
station.
bought water that literally has rounded bottoms, and I'm like, "Yo, you are literally trying to sabotage my
Oh,
stream."
this one stands up.
No, the thing is, those bottles have probably been in the sun for
Yeah.
You
for
know-
a week.
Well, you know, there's studies that
Drinking
show that if you
liquid plastic.
heat up your plastic water bottles, it like leaches out chemicals into the water.
Of course.
So,
If we all of a
if
sudden
you're
disappear,
wondering why, if you're wondering why that cowlick randomly popped up, it could be a result of drinking that hot
Yeah.
water.
So what I was saying was I was on Facebook and people were posting some of, EDC was here last week or a week and a half ago. And people were posting their bills. My God, man, people are getting just taken advantage of. I mean, $20 for a Coke. Not
Hey,
the
man.
good stuff either.
Hey, that's how it is, man. But it's in the history of festivals. That's how it is. You go to like a festival, like say you go to like the San Gennaro Fest, like an Italian fest or
San
something.
Gennaro Fest.
Like you go there, bro.
You leave the
Like,
Italians out of
this. All of a sudden, you go get some garlic knots. It's gonna cost you $25. You know what I mean? Like it's always been like that. It's always been way higher than it is. It's like going to the airport and going to McDonald's. You know that Big Mac ain't gonna cost $1.99
Yeah,
or
but
$2.99
$20
there.
for a Coke?
I'm just
Come on,
saying.
man, that's absurd.
And then you also have, what is it? You also have the clubs here with the bottle service. You're talking about one bottle of vodka will cost you, was it like $5,000, $10,000?
It's ridiculous, bro. Like,
I mean, you get a booth that you can hang out with
Ain't good enough.
for about 2 hours. So $5,000 can get you 2 hours of
Sitting
seated time with a one bottle of vodka. So there you go.
that's terrible. You know,
But what we'll do is eventually when we hit, what's the number? When we hit, we'll say 250,000 subscribers, we'll fly out a group of our Sin City Crypto fam, and we'll pay for one of those expensive booths. We'll pay for a bottle service, and we'll all hang out and have a good time, right?
250,000, $500,000.
You are a cheap son of a.
I'm cheap. I'm cheap.
Okay, look, how about this? Big Rob will take some people out for a club date. We'll get a booth, a table, a cabana, whatever the hell you want to call it. We'll get a bottle of vodka or whatever preferred alcohol y'all
I think
care.
our people like Louis the 13th.
Get out of here, bro.
Have you ever had Louis 13?
I see. I did.
Good, man.
Yeah,
Stuff is good.
Definitely
if you haven't
not-
had it, very expensive, but it's an experience. It's really good.
not worth it, in my opinion.
Not worth it. You're tasting 100 years in a bottle.
It's a mark that contains over 100 years in there, but
Yeah, and
but
it's got over 1,000 different
it's a
grapes.
blend. So I mean,
It's good.
how much of it is actually 100 years? I don't know.
Well, we know at least one of the grapes is.
I don't know.
Anyways, let's kick the show.
That's like somebody promoting sourdough and be like, hey, this bread is from the 1920s. We're like, a small percentage of it is.
the dumbest.
No,
analogy
it's
you've ever-
literally no. It is the
A
exact
100-year-old
principle.
sourdough would not be edible.
Do you know how they make sourdough?
No, I don't, but I know.
Okay, let me tell you how they make sourdough. You take 1/3 of the masa. You make the sourdough bread. So you got this big ball of dough. You take 1/3 of it and you put it in a box.
Yeah.
Not in a refrigerator.
Ready to get sour.
Yeah, you put it in a box.
For 100 years?
And then the next day you make a new batch and you mix the old one in there.
Yeah.
And then you cut off 1/3 of it. And then you just keep doing it over and over again.
For 100 years?
As long as it's been open. So there's like sourdough bakeries in New York that have like sourdough starters that have pieces of sourdough in there that are over 100 years old.
Yeah, they're in Italy too. They use for the pizza, the bread.
Yeah.
It's
I stand corrected then. I guess you can have 100-year-old sourdough.
So, it's kind of the same theory behind making a cognac. They're not vintage labeled. They're just, there's a certain percentage of some super old grapes in there, or brandy, or cognac, and they just blend it
every
in.
We're
with
gonna
it.
have a super crypto that is gonna be 100 years old, like the sourdough,
Maybe.
like the Bitcoin.
Yeah, it's
It can
gonna be Bitcoin
like
for
a
sure.
fork of a fork of a fork. I don't
Every
know.
time I think about
for-
cognac, I think about Dave Chappelle. And his one skit, he's like, grab me a banana cognac, bitch. That's funny. All right, Robin, let's kick the show off.
Yeah.
What's Bitcoin doing? Is it moving?
All right, let's go. Enough about
Bread.
bread alpha starters.
Marky Mark said the bread alpha.
Now,
Hold on real quick. Rocco,
Yes.
we were talking about Marky Mark bought some merch from our store.
Yes. Yes, it
So
did.
shout
yeah,
out to our
absolutely.
whale, Marky Mark. I know Jason.
yeah, put the banner up.
Jason bought a shirt. I don't probably bought more, but he tweeted that. We retweeted that. So thank you guys for your continued support.
Yeah, and in the description you'll catch a link to our chat. For our whale members, we give 10% off. I'm thinking maybe we do like different percentages for maybe we open the club. We'll give out like a temporary like percentage off or something. I don't know. Anyways, we're playing around with it.
That's not a bad idea.
Everything here is new and fluid, so we are. We're still trying to figure out what direction we're going.
We're in phase 1.
Yeah.
Jason bought something, I guess, if I
Jason,
remember
yeah.
right. Yeah.
Marky
and
Mark.
Rick Yosh, I
Oh yeah,
think, got
Jason
some stuff
Squires
too.
bought some, and he posted it on his.
I literally just said that.
Oh, okay. That's what's up.
So thank you guys. I know Rocco put a lot of time and effort into making this merch store. So big shout out to our man Rocco as well.
All right,
you,
let's
guys.
get into it, man. We're starting to sound like some of these other freaking super commercialized YouTube channels.
We're just saying thank you to our people.
Yeah, I know. That's it. Well, man, you know what kills me is like I watch some of these YouTubers, and it's like 15 minutes of just them promoting their trading software and like their club membership, like Journey Crypto. JRNY Crypto.
Stop it, bro.
This guy, man, he is literally the first 20 minutes.
Don't go down that hole, bro. Just leave it alone.
I'm just
Let's
saying,
go.
we like it. He's from Vegas, man. He's one of our Vegas people.
Okay.
I like
all
him.
right. What do we got?
Got Crypto Fear and Greed Index 17. Sentiment is changing. People are getting a little bit more comfortable. People think that we have crossed the support/resistance level of 30 and we're going to stay above that.
Well, we are about to crap on that.
And so the market itself, feeling bullish. Yeah, boy, not so much. But where we at? Bitcoin, $30,180. 80 cents. Now, if you're looking at the 24-hour chart here, we were at 32. This right here doesn't look good, right? Do you think it's gonna? Do you think it's
I think
gonna?
that looks great.
It doesn't. You know, if you have a sled and it's snowing outside,
It looks good, yeah.
yeah.
Or if you got a lot of money waiting to buy, that looks good too.
Okay. You know what? We're gonna jump right into story time. Let's go. We gonna get
Are
early.
you
We're gonna
serious?
flip the script up in here. All right. Let's go. I gotta tell y'all something. All right. I got. So your boy from Virginia. And let me tell you, I'm not going to talk about winning Homecoming King
Thank
in
God.
2002.
Thank you.
Granby High School. I'm not going to mention
777.
that. But what I am going to say is that Virginia is extremely flat. I mean, we ain't got at least a part of Virginia over there on the East Coast where I'm from. There's not a lot of hills, not a lot of mountains, not until you go far west. And so when it snows out there, everybody wants to do what? Go sledding, right? And there's no mountain. You can't go sledding. So what do? There is actually one hill in Virginia. Do you know what it is? It's literally, it used to be a landfill, and it was just a dump site where they just put trash in there. Literally, it's called Mount Trashmore. And so they took this pile of trash, and they covered it with dirt, and then grew grass on top of it. And literally, all the Virginians, we would go there with our sleds, and we'd ride down this formal hill of trash, and ride down our sleds when it snowed. Let me find Mount Trashmore. Oh, look at this! Look at this beautiful. Look at this. Yeah, Mount Trashmore here, ladies and gentlemen. This was the finest. Look at that. That's the Virginia emblem there. You know, on the flag. But yeah, man, it's one of our prized possessions out there. So right here off the freeway, you got a little hill. Beautiful times. David, what do you say?
Wow.
Beautiful story.
I'm so happy I tuned in in the morning to watch Sin City Crypto to learn about Mount Trashmore.
I'm just saying, man, you want to go sledding in Virginia on the
That's
East
the place.
Coast, you got to go to the Trash Mountain.
Anyone wants to? If anyone's in Virginia and wants to go sledding, your man is Robin here. Okay.
Let's go.
That's great.
All right, I'm gonna ride the bull market up and down. I'm gonna ride the trash hill up and down as well. So, all right, and then what else we got? Oh man, we are losing. We are literally testing this. We just bounced off of 30,000. Clean bounce at $55. So let's see. Before the end of the show, we might go under 30,000. So
All right,
we'll see.
here we go. Put a 1 in the chat if you think towards the end we'll be at under 30. Put a 2 if you think we'll be over 30.
1 in the chat. Over
30.
Over 30. 2 in the chat.
Under 30.
Under 30. By the end of the show,
I say we're still over 30. Robin, what are your thoughts?
I think we'll be under.
Okay. All right.
All right. And the market in general, as you can see, a lot of red. Not much is up
that
except for
T?
waves.
What's T?
I don't know. What is T?
Threshold.
Threshold. Let's pull it up on the market cap list. It is number 218 on the market cap list. They probably pay the bubbles to be on the big page.
Yeah, just a little insight. All those, when you go on CoinMarketCap's first page, the trending coins, those are all paid to be there. Just so you guys know.
Yeah,
Those
right.
are paid spots.
And then let's see what the week looks like. So Waves is up 70% for the week. The new Luna token down 63%. Let's
Trash.
doo-doo. This is literally should be buried in that mountain. And then we also have Steppen down 25%. Man, Hex is down as well. So, and then taking a look at the rest of the markets, Ethereum at $1,800. I was talking before the show started today. I was literally talking to the homies. I'm like, yeah, boy, I got some stable coin on the side. I am licking my chops because this sitting at 18,000 with a 30K Bitcoin,
1,800.
woo, or 1,800.
You always do that with the ETH, man.
You stop it right now, okay? I just I got my eye on the prize. 18,000 would be nice. Anyways. Also, Jose Alvarez. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto. He's new, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Now, so Ethereum's sitting at $1,800, and Bitcoin's sitting at 30,000.
Call it 30.
Now, here's the thing. What was it, about a month ago? Ethereum, when Bitcoin was sitting at 30K, Ethereum was sitting at 2K. And so now the trading pair, I don't have the trading pair pulled up, but the trading pair between Ethereum and Bitcoin, basically Bitcoin's a little stronger right now. And so you're getting in comparison to the overall markets, or at least Ethereum versus Bitcoin, you're getting a vast discount right this moment. So I'm excited. If Bitcoin drops down, you can think about it. If it's at 1,800 now, if Bitcoin drops down to, let's say, 26,000 like it did, was this 26 or 25.5?
ETH?
Bitcoin when the flash crashed.
25.5.
So if Bitcoin drops to 25.5, Ethereum went all the way down to $1,600. It's not going to be $1,600 if it hits 25.5 again. So if Bitcoin hits 25.5, you're looking at, I would say, $1,400 Ethereum would be my guess.
That sounds about right.
And so at $1,400, your boy gonna bring out the shovels. I'm gonna have a wheelbarrow and my bank account / stablecoin account.
Pull up my laptop, Raku. So Robin mentioned, so this is Bitcoin versus ETH. Okay, so you can see, and this is on the daily chart. You can see they've kind of been moving congruently, and then here you go. You had that little decoupling.
But you see the dip. See what I was saying is about a month ago. See, a month ago was where it was here on the left.
This was a month ago right here.
Okay, so a month and a half ago, compared to where it is now, obviously at a discount.
Yeah.
As far as the correlation between Bitcoin and Ethereum. So, great time to buy, man. Great time to buy. Yeah. Really excited. Right, and so, anyways, I got a lot of stablecoin on the side. I will be picking up Ethereum. The merge coming up here by the end of the year. Who the hell knows when it's supposed to come out?
we can't even say end of quarter, end of month. It's end of the year. Or
okay,
in the next 10 years.
sometime between August and August of next year. So so anyways, yeah, really excited. I think you're gonna get this. I think you're gonna be able to pick up Ethereum at $1,500. Maybe cheaper, 14, 13, but I think at least $1,500 Ethereum, which during the merge, if it happens to coincide with some bullish news like an ETF or something, you're looking at $4,000 Ethereum on the back end. So I'm looking for the 3 to 4 month flip.
Let me ask you a question.
2x. That's literally my target there. I got a lot. I'm trying to just double up my cash.
So this is a scenario, a hypothetical scenario. Let's say we get into a recession. It's the end of the year, right? And Dow is down another 20 points. NASDAQ's down another 15, 20%, not points, 15, 20%. Bitcoin's sitting at the lower 20s. ETH is sitting at $1,100. Merge happens, ETF gets passed. Is that going to rally the markets back to a bull market, or is that just going to temporarily?
It'll be a short-term pump. And when I say short-term, I'm talking 2 months.
You think so?
2-3 months, but it's going to correct right back down.
But think about it this way, too. You got to consider this. We're talking about an ETF passing and institutions starting to dump money. But with a recession, in a deep recession, will those institutions now have that? They have the money, but will they be willing to dump that money into a newly passed spot ETF?
There's one thing that Wall Street does very well, and it's trade and not hodl. And so at least your perma bulls here in crypto, at least they have the mentality that like, hey, I'm going to hold this because I know it's worth, it's going to be worth a lot later. Wall Street, their mentality, you got a lot of traders. I mean, you think of Wall Street, what do you think of before you even got into crypto?
You want me to be honest?
Yeah, before you got into crypto.
Jordan Belfort.
Okay, but here's the thing. If somebody was like, hey, what do you think, how do you think money is made?
Ruthless, heartless people.
Okay, if you were to ask me, before I got into crypto, what do I think? How do people make money in Wall Street? And I'm going to be like traders. I think that is the all-encompassing perception when it comes to Wall Street, is that the people that make money in Wall Street are traders. When in actuality, it's probably people that just got early into projects and didn't sell.
Agree.
But that's just kind of perception. And the reason being is that there is a lot of traders. There is a lot of people. And so if you look at a volatile asset, what if you're looking to trade, you trade volatile assets. And so
volatility is a trader's like
exactly,
dream.
Especially if it's a large asset class. And so if you think of it that way, if you get an ETF, so basically for those of you who aren't familiar, a spot ETF for Bitcoin. Basically, I buy Bitcoin on Wall Street, whatever custody entity or whoever launched the ETF, we'll say Grayscale for example. I buy one Bitcoin, they go and buy one Bitcoin. I sell one Bitcoin, they go sell one Bitcoin. So you're going to have a lot of manipulation as well, because with the market cap less than half a trillion dollars, you're looking at you have some big players that could put in positions, and they could manipulate the market so they can drop the price, and then they could turn on the back end. If they're sitting on $10 trillion on assets on hand, they know it only takes a couple $1 billion to absolutely move the market in a huge way. Yeah. So anyways, you're going to have tons of manipulation.
Here's what I pay attention to. Okay, say the macro is terrible and you just see a big run up in Bitcoin, expect some news, possibly. Because there's people in Wall Street. Obviously, they got some politicians in their pocket, and I'm sure if there's a bill in the pipeline, they'd be the first
to go back onto your question. Here, I'll pull up my laptop there, Rocco. Now, you see here, this is 2017 to now, basically, or like that. So if you zoom out, this is the last bear market. So you had here, this was the bear market 2017. Then this is the bear market 2017. And so this was the run up here. So if you look here, we took a $6,000 Bitcoin and we went all the way up to 8,000. Here we went from 6,000 up to 10,000, basically 9,900. And so, in my opinion, if we are in a bear market like I think we are, and we get a ETF pass, I think we're going to get one of these characteristic run-ups and then drop on the back end. These typically last about a month. And you can even see that here, right here as well. So this would probably be what I would think. You go all the way down to $4,000, $5,000.
Was that 2019?
Yeah. You run up to 11,000 and then right back down to 7. Right back down to 7. And then you run up to 9. Then this one was a Swan event, 5,000. This was the COVID pandemic. And so this was a major sell-off. But as you can see here, even before this happened, you went from 5,000 to 11,000, back down to 7,000. And in my opinion, if you have some big news, so let's pretend this right here is the bear market.
Into that spike to 11,000 real quick.
Right here?
Yep.
So let's say, for example,
here's the thing you guys want to pay attention to is volume.
So let's say, for example, I could see something playing out like this. Say this right here is 2022 bear market. Then this right here could be the Ethereum merge. So you go from 3,000 up to 5. So you damn near 2x. Then you couple that with the ETF and you're up here. And then you get this bullish sentiment where everyone's like, bull market's back, baby. And you go all the way up here. And then you correct. You correct all the way back down. All the way back down to 7,000. That's what I think is going to happen. This is my opinion. I think this is how, and you can look at history, this happened in the last bear market, and you have corresponding bearish, bullish news that has happened throughout this. And so, yeah, that's my take on this.
But, every bear market is different.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that could be in a positive
100%.
or a negative way, right? Last bear market, didn't have super high inflation. We didn't have, feds raising rates. So that all has an effect on not just the crypto market, but the overall market and macro sentiment regardless. So I agree. I definitely think with the merge and on top of that, the halving is coming in a little under 2 years. So there's another possible catalyst. It just depends on what the sentiment is overall.
Yeah.
So
And
we'll
then
see.
Cardano down 8% today, too. And Solana down almost 9%. I think Sean mentioned Solana earlier.
Yeah.
It is slipping out of the top 10 quick. The next to flip it would be either Doge or Polkadot. You know what? I mean, there's a lot of institution behind Solana, though. I think this could be, if they can right their issues where the network was going down, they have tons of partnerships when it comes to institutions.
They already have a ton of adoption.
Tons of investment from legacy finance. So definitely can see this being one of the major players. Like maybe, how BNB, like nobody doubted BNB before we went into the bull market. But you're talking about a $5 BNB, $10 BNB. And people were like, oh, they got a smart chain. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, it's got functionality. But then you really saw it come into fruition. It came into its own during the last bull market. And then, it climbed all the way up to like $600, $700, something like that.
I think if Solana can keep its head above water and not the chain not collapse, I definitely think during the next bull run, it can get to over $1,000.
Sean has just mentioned that Solana blockchain is down at this moment.
Are you being serious?
Is it down right now?
That's what it says, yeah.
Stop. Oh, damn.
Again,
All right.
What is number 8 or 9?
Mama say, mama say, mama no stop.
It's number 9. So pulling it out. Let's see if there's any news via the.
Well, you know where to go to get all the chisme is Twitter.
Yeah, I don't see any
Just in
news.
case if you
I don't see any
Spanish,
news on
chisme
it
is
going
the-
down right now.
is the alpha.
Maybe he's just joking around. Now, taking a look at where we at on the stock market. Stock market's red. Nothing too drastic though. Nasdaq down less than 1%. We were at about 1.5% earlier, so I thought it was going to be a pretty bloody day. But Nasdaq's not too bad. A lot is going on in Congress right now.
He's not lying, bro.
He's not lying. It went down.
Solana has been shut offline by devs for
Pull up
the
his
eighth
laptop
time
real quick.
this
I want to see
year.
this.
Here's the tweet.
Damn. Was this number 8 now?
Solana network has been halted by developers as price tumbles another 26%.
Here's the thing, man. What happened? Okay, what happened when we saw Tether depeg? Now I get it that there's an algorithm that ties in the volatility of the Tether coin, or not Tether, UST coin to Luna. But what I learned from that was that you had a big project, a lot of money in it, and there was all kinds of warning signs. There were massive amount of warning signs. It was like a volcano erupting, or the top being blown off a volcano, and everybody at the bottom looking up like, oh, that doesn't look good, and then they just go about their day.
Did we watch the same thing?
What's that?
Was it a TED Talk? A little short video about Pompeii?
Oh,
Literally what they talked about in there.
and so you have these clueless investors. When I say clueless, I mean they're blinded. They got blinders down. They're so bullish, and they're so behind the project. And there's some YouTubers that are behind Luna that can fit that bill. And here's the thing, like, there's warning signs. Do you not agree that the network going down now 8 times in 1 year
That's
is not only a warning sign, but it is an absolute, like, red alert flashing, all kinds of signals. So I don't know, man. I mean, that's my opinion. If I
would tread carefully. Okay, I'm not saying the project's dead, but just if I was investing in Solana, right? Huge up.
This is how I feel about Solana right here. Check it out. Ready? Where am I?
What are you doing? Oh, you're gonna sirens on again?
Yeah, man, it won't siren on me, bro.
So you're going to go like this?
Yeah, whatever.
What I was trying to say is, before Robin coming up to do
There it is.
It's gone. Police.
This is Solana right now.
The
network's going down. The network's going down. The network's going down. Freeze.
Listen, Solana definitely has a lot of upside because of everything Robin mentioned, adoption, investor money, but I would not put any money that you are not prepared to just completely see vanish. Just to be on the safe side, prepare for the worst.
But, I mean, the way I look at it, it's a top 10 project. So
is
why?
Luna, bro.
No, but what I'm saying is like, even with Luna, like it's a top 10 project. Why take risk in a top 10 project? How much gains are you going to get out of it? What do you think? Solana maybe will get back up to $200?
Nah, if Solana sticks around and gets their stuff together, they'll be over $1,000 a coin.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that the risk versus reward in comparison to like, okay, so if Solana is sitting at $42, $200 would be a 5x. I could see all the other projects 5xing. I mean, maybe not Bitcoin in the next bull run because a 5x will put it at, well, you know, that's 150,000.
But why I want to choose Solana?
That's what I'm saying. Like, why take unnecessary risk when you could get a comparable top 10 project? Why? Okay, let's just say you put half of your net worth into one project. You had to pick one or the other, Cardano or Solana, and you got to keep it there for 4 years.
Cardano.
Exactly.
Yeah, Cardano.
And you can replace that with any other project, well, except for maybe XRP. But I mean, you know, Ethereum, BNB. No, everything else is stable coins up in here. But you know, I'd feel okay. What about Polkadot versus Solana?
Polkadot.
There you go. Tron versus Solana. How about that one?
Ooh,
Tough one.
that's tough.
Tron.
Nah,
I would go Tron.
I
If I had to put
doesn't
half
move.
my net worth,
I'll go Solana on that one. I'm a little.
I
I'm a little risky.
literally believe there is a significant chance that Solana will ultimately crash and burn and go to zero. And I don't see Tron crashing, burning, going to zero. I can see Tron kind of dwindling, losing some of its market cap, being less dominant, but I don't see them just completely imploding. But I could see Solana imploding. So,
Rocco, pull up my laptop. So this is, you can take our faces away. So this is from Solana's website, investigating. So back in May 26, they said the on-chain time continues to run behind that of wall clocks due to longer than normal block times. While this has no impact on performance or network operations, the time reported by block explorers and dApps may not reflect wall clock time. This was 6 days ago. Now, block production on Solana mainnet beta has halted. Validator operators should prepare for a restart in MB validators on Discord. Now, someone tweeted, the network was taken down on purpose to fix the clock issue. So, not sure how true that is, but that was a direct statement from Solana. So,
it's supposed to be a decentralized layer one smart contract, and they're just turning this thing off and on. Like, hey, we need to, you remember Jurassic Park? We brought this up before.
Yes.
Remember, you switch off all the electrical fences to go fix something. What happens? Dinosaurs break out. And what happens when dinosaurs break out? Your boy Big Rob over here like this, like doing my Velociraptor, bro.
all right. I know you got some. Okay.
What is it? What is it now? Jurassic Crypto?
You're scaring the kids. Jurassic Crypto. That's a good one.
All right.
I know you got some. There was
Here
a
we
lot
go.
of traditional market
Janet
news.
Yellen.
What's she yelling about now?
Janet Yellen says, via my laptop, Janet Yellen says, the administration is fighting inflation. Okay, good job.
No way.
You're doing your job. That's like me going to work, in a traditional job. Like,
Hey
say, a
guys, it's
restaurant.
Robin. I'm talking crypto.
Like, hey guys,
No way.
I clocked in today. Like, good job. Good job. I took my 15-minute break. Now, Janet Yellen says the administration is fighting inflation. Good job. Admits she was wrong that it was transitory. So over a year, you had the Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen saying, guys, inflation
It's transitory.
I don't even know what the hell that means.
It
Ross.
means it's
I know.
It comes and goes.
In her words, she's basically like somebody's doing a magic trick, but like stealing your checking account.
Like, don't worry,
look over here. Look over here.
It's like
transitory.
your herpes are transitory. They're gonna come and go. No, they stay with you. It's terrible.
Oh boy. So Janet Yellen emphasizes that the White House has several strategies that will go to reduce inflation. She's concerned it's too high on Americans.
Like,
Yeah, she's concerned, guys.
At least we got somebody new in the chat. So
no, he's been here before.
yeah,
Chusei.
you say.
Chusei.
We
What up, bro?
Chusei. What's up, bro? Welcome back.
Yellen listed efforts aimed at prescription drug costs. The budget deficit and oil production could bring down prices. So
Okay, hold on. I'm not now the whole prescription drug thing. Okay, I'm not saying that
Those
this
are
is not
super
something that
inflated
needs to be
prices.
fixed. But what? How about the price of food? How about the price of rent?
well, the price of healthcare is a huge sector.
I get it, but
But
like,
here's the thing: they can't control the price of houses. You know, essentially, they're trying to lower interest rates. I mean, they're trying to raise interest rates, which is going to drive up the price of houses. But what they can do is that they can ease the price of prescription costs. Did you know that you cannot, regardless of how amazing a medication is, like let's just say France or UK or Brazil, there's some scientists or studies, they create this great game-changing medication. If it ain't made in the U.S., you can't take it here. Can't prescribe it. And so literally you seize and stop all competition when it comes to healthcare, as far as the prescription of pharmaceuticals, because you have big players like Pfizer and all the other ones that are out here. Is Pfizer a U.S. one?
Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson's a big one.
Yeah, Johnson. Anyways, all of these, there's a handful of big pharmaceutical companies, and they just capitalize on the market. That's why you want like what is those EpiPens cost like $20,000 or something stupid like that.
They brought the prices down, but yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, and so that's because there's no other options. There's no other makers. But if you have Canada, for example, making prescription medications that are generic at a cheaper price, why not bring those in?
Because here's the thing. Here's the deal pharmaceutical companies made with the government. If we're going to dump millions and millions of dollars into R&D, research and development, to cure something or fix something, they get a 7-year window where no one else can knock it off. You can't bring anything else from another country. You can't.
If there's a prescription medicine that could save the life of one of your kids and it's not made in the U.S., don't you feel like you should bring it here?
Absolutely.
Then
I'm just saying the way the
there you
system
go.
works.
Yeah, and here's the thing: the system is controlled by the government. So when you say why don't they adjust the housing, they don't really control the prices of the houses outside of the interest rate, which they're obviously trying to increase. So what other sector can they adjust? One of the other biggest sectors in the U.S. economy is pharmaceuticals. So why not adjust that?
To an extent.
But I mean, what else are they going to adjust? You can't flex your arm and be like McDonald's. You need to charge less money.
This
for
is not
your
a
burger.
political statement, but start drilling oil again in the U.S., man. Like we had oil under.
We are the
gas
number 2 producer of oil, and we export more oil than we bring in.
and we've cut back. Go back to doing what we did 4 years ago, 3 years ago, and you literally will solve the gas problem.
What the gas problem is worldwide.
I know, but I'm talking about here in the U.S.
But we can't produce enough gas for the whole world.
Yes, we can. If we really wanted to, we could.
But
That's a fact.
no, because we don't have the infrastructure and we don't have the manpower.
Bro,
There is a shortage of drivers, truck drivers. So it's like you could simply be like, hey, you could drill a ton more oil, but you got to have the oil refineries in place. You got to have the infrastructure to transport it. You got to have
Robin, when all else fails, look back at history. Carrier pigeons. Put oil and gasoline.
leave pigeons out of this.
In little Ziploc bags, tie them to the pigeons, and you know what I'm saying, man? Like, there's ways. There's ways.
It's just like where I'm getting at is that you printed 2.5 times. You printed the circulating supply of the dollar bill, and you multiplied it by 2.5. So you went from a value that was value A, which was pre-pandemic, and then you had value B, which was 2.5 years later, pandemic. You 2.5 times the amount of supply.
250%.
And then you're sitting here saying that it was transitory and that it was going to fade off into existence like it was pixie dust. And now you're looking and you're like, well, how do we fix this? And then we sit here and we debate like, well, you could oil it. That's not the problem. You can't just all of a sudden build and quadruple your oil production for a
We've
country.
had the infrastructure. That's how we were able to do it 3 years ago. Do the same thing.
With
They
this
shut the
situation,
pipeline down.
The problem is not our infrastructure. The problem is the fact that we printed so much damn money.
Okay, but that's done and over with. What's the solution, right? Gas price is one of the biggest contributing factors to inflation. How do you fix it? Look about what you did 3 years ago.
You know, I think gas prices. I think the supply chain is the biggest problem.
Yeah. The whole driver thing, yes. I have a couple friends who are in the trucking industry, and they're saying they cannot find drivers, which is scary.
And so my thing is that inflation is not going down because of the supply chain. And
I mean, it's not helping. But
I don't think it doesn't matter. You could build more computer chips. You could process. You can go and drill more oil. But what I'm saying is that, like, if these things don't move, you can keep buying stuff. You can open up a mall and you can buy more stores. You can have more Forever 21s in there. But if people aren't going in there and purchasing it, it doesn't matter. And the same thing can be said. You can have more goods on hand, but if you can't sell it, you can't move it. It doesn't matter.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. You have at your disposal the world's largest military. You have people here in the reserves. If all else fails, you take those people and you say, you're going to have to go and drive these things around. There's solutions.
That's not how the military works.
You don't
just all of a sudden, you don't sign up for the reserves and then go drive
signing up
trucks
for the
and
reserves.
then go deliver Walmart
What
deliveries.
happens?
People
What happens?
sign up for the reserves to like
I
help.
know. Okay. What happened during COVID? When you went and got tested, when you went and got vaccines, did you not see military people there?
That's a public health
And
issue.
this would be a public crisis.
This is not a
the
public...
lack of drivers.
So somebody
taking
can get
goods.
a graphics card from Japan here quicker. Doesn't mean that all of a sudden you go activate the reserves.
If you don't have
so that way you can go run a speedboat and have some cargo on the back, bro.
It's
Get
not about
out of here, bro.
Okay, I'm talking about.
This is literally the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I am
activate the reserves so that you can get more truck drivers. Absolutely not.
I am talking
the dumbest thing I've
about
ever heard.
things that are necessary for the survival. You need gas to get to work to make money. You need food to survive. You need water.
All right. How about we enact the draft here, everybody? That's what David wanted. Enact the draft. You, sir, are going to war with the truckers, and you're gonna go out and get out of here, man.
You're an idiot, bro.
You're
an idiot.
Your
if the country is in a
was
crisis in supply chain because we can't get food to stores because there's no drivers, we can't get gas to the pumps because there's no drivers.
Okay.
You activate the military.
So,
that's what you do.
Let me ask you a question. If you decided that, hey, I would like to make some extra income, and you decide to sign up for the reserves, you're telling me you would be all dandy and happy if the U.S. government said, hey,
I
David,
don't care.
you are
committed.
now a truck driver.
I've never served in the military, okay? So
Okay.
if any of you have, please chime in. When you sign up for the military,
but I'm just
you
saying,
are representing
David,
the betterment of the country.
David, if you need
If they ask you to go to war, you go to war. If they say, hey, we are having a crisis in the U.S., we need truck drivers, we need you.
So you're telling me,
Yeah, I highly doubt
if you
the military
signed up
people
for the
would say no.
military reserves,
You sign.
No, I'm
okay.
just
You
asking
don't
a question.
sign. They don't say sign up and hey, you just sit at home and once a month we call you to training and this and that and
No,
that.
you sign up
It's
for the
like
military
whatever
reserves
the country
to help
needs.
to
That's
help
what you do. If the country needs truck drivers to make sure people don't starve to death, that's what you
What
will
would
do.
happen? Okay, what would happen if we had a shortage on wheat? Would you tell all the military reserves to go out and farm?
Dude, you're
It's the same
comparing
thing.
apples to oranges, man.
No, it's not.
Oh my god.
You're trying to tell the military that they need to go activate the reserves to go drive trucks. It's absolutely insane, bro.
If people are dying of starvation because there's no food on the shelves, yes, you better believe they'll do that.
Who is
better
dying
believe
in the U.S. Because of starvation outside
I'm
of the
saying
poverty?
if it comes to that, yes, the military will. All right. What else you got? Give me some Quaaludes. Make sure they're not expired.
But George is
Make
saying-
sure you don't take too many.
Activate the reserves to go drive
If
trucks for
necessary,
Walmart.
yes.
Go
If necessary,
drive
yes.
trucks for
If
Walmart.
necessary, yes.
I'm just saying, man. You know what? I
wish James was
come
here.
from a military town, man, and it's very respectful to be in the reserves, and you get called to duty.
And you're saying it's disrespectful to ask the military reserve to
it's
say,
not
hey,
your role, man.
it's not about the role is to protect the country. Yes
You're
or
not
no?
protecting the country.
Oh my God.
You're not- you're-
We're not getting anywhere with this conversation. Let's move on.
Let's
Okay.
move on.
Give me one product you can't physically go buy right now.
I am moving on from this conversation.
I'm just saying.
I'm moving on.
We're not in some issue where I can't get a product to live, you know. So it's an inconvenience that we have this. Now, Jamie Dimon says, brace yourself for an economic hurricane
Who's
caused
Jamie
by
Dimon?
the Fed and the Ukraine war.
Who's Jamie Dimon?
Jamie Dimon is
Chase.
this guy right here.
JP Morgan Chase.
This handsome individual right here. He's got a very nice white hairdo. If I went all white on my hair, this is what I
Let
would
me
look
ask you a
like.
question. If you started sprouting gray hairs, would you like immediately start to color it in so you don't see it, or would you just let
I
it?
would just wear a backwards hat all day.
So you do have gray hair. Makes sense.
Now, JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon says he is preparing for the biggest U.S. bank for an economic hurricane on the horizon, which advisors to do the same. He advises, guys, hurricane is coming. The hurricane is failed policies and crappy times ahead in the Wall Street. Now, JP Morgan is bracing ourselves, and we're going to very conservative on the balance sheet.
Here's the thing. Go ahead. You finished reading that?
And then right now it's kind of sunny, somewhat. Things are doing fine. Everyone thinks the Fed can handle this. Hurricane is out there down the road coming our way. So that's all I got.
So here's what you got to remember, okay? That's why you can't take one person, even if he's the CEO of BlackRock or the president, you can't take one person's opinion and treat it as the Bible, right? The truth. Because if you remember, this is the same guy 3 years ago that said Bitcoin is trash, and now he's saying Bitcoin's the future. People flip-flop all the time. This is just one person's opinion based on what he sees. Now, it's up to you, just like this show, right? We say it's not financial advice, do your own research. Same thing. Our opinions might not be right. There are opinions. But
All right.
at the end of the day, you got to draw your own conclusions.
So just to move on, so we can get back to crypto news, housing expert says buyers need $30,000 more income to afford a home today. So it's the first time home buyer who was really affected here. And
Yeah,
a lot of it has to do with the interest rate hikes, which is kind of surprising because we were at 2% going into the pandemic. And
I got my house for 3.2. This was
Yeah.
in July of 2020.
so I don't know. I don't understand why, if the interest rate in 2019 was 2% via the Fed, and it's
Was it 2%?
And
I
it's-
thought it was 0.
no, before they cut the interest rates, it was at 2%.
Okay.
So when March happened, they cut the interest rates to 0.
Like immediately, right?
Yeah. And so before that, it was at 2%. And so what ended up happening was the price. So what I'm asking here, the price of mortgage, the interest rate was around 3.5%. I think that was that's what I got. Even 2011. And anyways, why didn't we go back there? Because right now we're at 1.75.
No, we're at 0.75.
0.75?
Either 0.75 or 1.25.
No, we had
a 0.25 and a 0.5.
Okay, so we're at 0.75. And so
Because the
mathematically speaking, if we're at 0.75,
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Now,
it makes 0 sense.
why are we at 5.5%, 6%?
Yeah.
You know what it is? It's the banks being greedy. Because that's the only difference here. And perhaps the banks know something we don't. And you know what they know? They know that the housing market is probably going to crash.
Yeah.
And so why take on undue risk? And if you are going to take on undue risk, at least
Have someone who's
at least
super
have some
qualified.
higher interest rates so you can absorb, basically foreclosures.
Plus,
in
the
short
first,
sense.
what is it? The first 7 years of your mortgage payment, like 80% of it goes to interest.
Hell yeah, man.
That's crazy.
And then
Double the
so
down payment.
homeowners need to make a double down payment.
That's terrible,
so
man.
what was $5,000 in the past, $6,000, $8,000 is now $10,000, $16,000, and $20,000.
You
So
know,
there you go.
the term American dream included buying a home, owning a home. At least for my dad.
Oh, no.
My dad immigrated here.
You know what?
He was, when he bought his first house, he was like ecstatic. He's like, I bought a house.
Here's
and
the
now
thing.
it's not the dream.
Nah, hey, no, it is a dream. You know what? What is a dream? A dream is something that's not real. So,
That's fucked up.
I'm just saying, the American dream is exactly that. It is fulfilled prophecy. It's a dream. It's maybe I would, but it's not going to happen type of thing. So there you go. And then lastly, we are going to talk about Jay Powell. Jerome Powell is meeting with Joe Biden today. It probably already went down.
Yeah.
So Jerome Powell stopped by with a meeting with President Biden to have a chat. So Biden's all like, "What you doing over there?" You know.
How long after the conversation do you think Joe Biden completely forgot what was said? A couple minutes?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they're probably talking about their friends they went to college with, and I don't think they're. Here's the thing,
Biden.
What is Biden going to tell him? Biden's going to say, "Hey man, you need to get rid of this inflation." That's it. That's it. And he's like, "Yeah, we're working on it." And then I'm gonna be cool, and I'm gonna drink some coffee, maybe throw some Jameson in there, and that's gonna be it. I do have a history of Fed chairs visiting the White House.
Oh wow.
So we are getting less and less visits. We had 10 back in 2008.
Oh, the
Bush
financial
era.
crisis.
Yeah, with what's it? Bill
Bernanke.
Bill Bernanke.
Ben Bernanke.
It was Ben, right? Well, I was just trying to remember his first name. Now,
Bernanke. We had a couple of years where 0 visits.
Yeah,
And I was
Janet Yellen.
Ugh.
And then Jerome Powell has didn't visit one time in 2018. He was like, I just got in this damn
And you
chair.
know, one of the only reasons he visited in 2019 was because Trump kept talking crap about
like, he
him
was
on
like
Twitter.
sending them Twitter messages.
Yeah.
Like, why don't you stop by my
He's
office?
like, you know what? Let me just go down there real quick.
All right, that's all I got. Hot take. Let's go.
All right, let's go.
It's hot.
Now, here's and Robin didn't go over this. Here's a very, very important factor. Something important that's happening starting today. Quantitative tightening. The Fed, starting today, June 1st, will shed $45 billion a month off its balance sheet for the next 3 months. After that, the number doubles to $90 billion. So, hot take is this. Will quantitative tightening cause a crypto sell-off? I'll go first. The answer is 100% yes. In the history of cryptocurrency, and if you are intrigued by this, you should go watch the deep dive we did on recession, okay? In the history of crypto and Bitcoin, okay, remember, Bitcoin was created after the 2008 financial crisis. There has always been some form of quantitative easing, money printing, stimulating the economy. Well, guess what? We are now going into uncharted territories. Think about all those stimulus checks that went out in 2020. Why do you think we saw a giant V-shaped recovery, not just in the stock market, in the NASDAQ, but in crypto as well? This will 100%. The last thing people are going to do, if they're not, especially the non-diehard crypto people, right? We're diehard crypto people. So any extra money, I don't know about you guys, I throw it into crypto. But 99% of investors aren't going to do that. And if their money is being sucked away and they're not if they're not being given any more money through quantitative easing, through printing, through stimulus checks, whatever the case may be, where's all that extra money coming from? And if they do have a little bit of extra money, I think crypto is like the 5th or 6th thing they're going to want to invest in. So 100% quantitative tightening will lead to a crypto sell-off. And that's just my 2 cents. Robin?
I mean, I don't think, here's the thing. Quantitative easing is the steady purchase of bonds. And so it's just they're buying debt from corporations for the most part. There's different sectors of quantitative easing. They basically, you can look at it one as money printing, because instead of actually issuing out bonds to banks, which in turn will pay back the bonds via interest rates set by the Fed, that's traditionally how you had money printing. The government didn't necessarily just physically print money and then hand it out. They just gave IOUs to the banks, and the more IOUs they gave, the more the money they printed. Essentially how that works. So, so you have different now. This only really came into be. There was really not any quantitative easing before 2008 financial crisis.
Right.
And so before that, the exact model I just told you, the U.S. government gives money to the banks. We go to the banks and we get loans and or we get money for our checking account. So that's pretty much how the government works. But lo and behold, in 2008 with the financial crisis, what happened was they dropped the interest rates down to zero, and they were just lending out money, and it wasn't really working, or at least not working fast enough. And what ended up happening was you were on the verge of a massive collapse of Wall Street and of the economic sector in the U.S. And it was going to collapse because all of these big companies were over leveraged in mortgages. So the government was like, all right, well, giving money to the banks doesn't really work at this point, and not outside of the money printing, just straight bonds. And so they have to pay those back. So what they did was they're like, okay, Bank A, who is about to go under because they have too many foreclosures, then they have a lot of mortgages, we'll just buy your debt. How much are you in debt? So you're about to go bankrupt, you're about to go under, and you're in debt by this amount of money. Okay, so here's some cash, we buy your debt. And that's how they started printing. That's quantitative easing. And so this happens slowly. They don't just take the balance sheet for JP Morgan and Bank of America and Wells Fargo. They don't just look at their balance sheet like, how much you guys owe? No, they buy them, they send them some money here and there, like an allowance. They're like, here you go, buy a little bit of your debt. Next month, here you go, buy a little bit of your debt. And so that way it doesn't really cause a big red number on the balance sheet at the end, month to month. So now we stopped doing that. We've been doing that since 2008. We almost got rid of it, and then the pandemic happened. And then all of a sudden they cranked that thing up. They're just buying debt from everybody. And so now
they ain't buying my debt.
Now they're this is only institutions. So now you're in a situation where you're like, hey, we're not going to do this anymore. So instead of issuing out those monthly payments in bonds or buying bonds, basically,
they're selling.
They're doing the opposite. So do I think this is going to cause a crypto sell-off? I think no, because the way it's structured, it's not immediate giant amounts of money in one big lump payment. It's just it's like, if you were collecting Social Security and you just started giving a little bit less and a little bit less and a little bit less, you're not going to all of a sudden be out on the streets day one.
Just because you mentioned Social Security, do you think when we're 65, Social Security will be around?
Social Security is the biggest fraud of American history. You sit here and you pay into it. You pay into Social Security. Every single paycheck, you pay Social Security. Yeah. And then when it's time for you to collect, you get the money that has now been devalued. So let's just say, for example, we'll take 10%. So let's say back in 1980, you made $1,000. That's a good wage. You pay $100. And then you fast forward 40 years, 30 years, you go to collect, you get $100 from every paycheck that you got back then. What the hell are you going to buy with $100? You get what I'm saying? So the thing is
I don't think that's how it works.
It is technically how it works. Now, here's the thing: the CPI adjusts for inflation, but inflation has gone up 2.5% every year. On is kind of like the good terms, but realistically, it's been more than that.
Yeah,
the price of a home. And I remember my parents' house that they bought in 1990. So they bought their home in 1990. They bought it for $50,000.
Jesus Christ.
And so that home now is worth like $300,000. And so if you were to take 2.5% and multiply it year over year on $50,000, I don't have a calculator here, but let me tell you something. 2.5% over the course of 30 years does not equal $300,000. Yeah. And so with that, yeah, man, I mean, the number is fudged so that way they don't have to pay out so much Social Security. Yep. And Social Security is basically you're paying into a fund that you don't even receive 100% of it.
Right.
So you pay in, let's just say you pay in $500,000. You're only going to end up seeing $200,000. And it only gets paid out during the lifetime that you have. So by the time you start collecting at 60, if you end up dying at 70, whoa, how much did you collect then?
Right.
So, it's the biggest fraud out there. Nobody can survive off of Social Security anyways. Yeah. So what's really the point of it? I mean, think about it. I'm not saying that people can't use it, because obviously if you have no other income, Social Security is there for a reason.
The idea is by the time you retire, your house is paid off, car's paid off.
I'm just saying the money in versus the money out is disgusting. That's all I'm saying. So I don't think it's worth it.
I'm so disgusted. We're gonna move on to our talking points. Goldman Sachs is starting to become one of my favorite banks here, Robin. All I see is good news with Goldman Sachs and crypto. Let's pull up my laptop. First article we're going to talk about is Goldman Sachs reportedly in talks with FTX for Bitcoin and crypto derivatives. Goldman Sachs is discussing derivatives trading with Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies through a possible partnership with FTX. This is a quote from FTX's president of U.S. division. We have multiple FCMs, which stands for Futures Commission Merchants, already committed to integrating technologically with the exchange. FTX is reportedly seeking a license modification from the CFTC, which would allow the exchange to function as both a crypto exchange and an intermediary for leveraged derivatives trading. This role is currently held by institutions such as Goldman Sachs. Now, should FTX be successful in this endeavor, this threatens the removal of intermediaries such as Goldman Sachs by providing derivatives in-house as opposed to needing the cooperation of another financial institution. This has led to friction from the FIA, which represents many of the intermediaries who would be affected as the association fears FTX could extend past crypto in other markets. Reportedly, the integration could include directly trading futures contracts, the intermingling of clientele, a possible on-ramp being provided to Goldman to access the exchange, or providing capital top-ups for clients. Goldman Sachs is smart. They are smart, right? You can't beat the game, you join them. You join the game. And that is what they're doing. You're going to see this. We're seeing this from FTX. You're soon going to see this, I guarantee you, from Binance, from Coinbase, from freaking crap. Every top exchange that has the resources, you're going to see this happening. And you're going to see it on the other side, too. You're going to see Charles Schwab, TD Ameritrade. They're going to start doing on-ramps for cryptocurrency as well. The idea is to bring you into the platform and keep you there, Robin.
So when it comes to giant companies trying to get around regulation, and instead of just applying for something and trying to go through the headache and the loopholes and maybe it not being financially beneficial for you, sometimes it's just easier to either buy another company or partner with another company that can do that for you, that's already has the licensing or already has the means and know how to do it. You see that all the time with Apple. Apple's all like, hey man, should we invent a eye scanner face technology, spend the next 6 to 8 years researching it? Nah, why don't we just go, there's a security company over here, they already done all that work for us. Why don't we just scoop and buy them up? And so with that mentality, here you have one of the biggest banks or financial asset managers, lending platform, trading, but whatever. Well, they got a lot of things they do. But obviously they want to get into crypto. And why spend years and years and going through the licensing and building the staff and the portfolio and the interface on your website? Why don't you just share revenue and partner with somebody that already does it? And FTX is already like moving into stocks and legacy finance. They're buying up what was it, eToro, right?
They put in
or which one was it?
It was
one of those free stock trading.
It was 3 of them.
Webull.
It was 3.
Webull?
I think Webull. Webull,
so
public.com.
They're obviously, if I was Sam Bankman-Fried, if I was a CEO of a crypto platform, what happens to crypto every, for 2.5 years? It's in a bear market. And if it's in a bear market, it's not really a good marketing, it's not really a good business strategy to be profitable for 1.5 years and then not be profitable for 2.5 years. just not a good way of running a business. So why don't you take less volatility and hedge your bet and perhaps get into Wall Street? So that way, when the crypto market starts to dwindle away, starts to die down, you in turn offer Wall Street services, and you can leverage your platform to accommodate for those trades and make money that way. And you're seeing that, and you're seeing them offer that stuff in the same way that Robinhood got into crypto. Why not crypto get into Wall Street? And it just makes sense across the board. And here is one of the biggest partnerships, Goldman Sachs. So there you go.
And like I said, I'm starting to like Goldman Sachs. Now, to piggyback off this article, FTX surpassed Coinbase as the second biggest centralized crypto exchange in May in terms of market share. Now, the dominant player is still Binance, and they command 64.1% of the market share, which is ginormous. You know, there's a lot of talk about Coinbase falling flat on its face.
You know, well, Coinbase is so U.S. You gotta remember, there's a lot of crypto heavy nations outside the U.S. And so Coinbase is number one here in the United States, but you know, on the global scale, you had Binance and then you had Coinbase, but no longer is that. Now you got Binance, FTX, and Coinbase to follow in third place. Yep. So, you know, I think it's because you're seeing a lot of partnerships with FTX, a lot of listings with other countries. So, Coinbase, watch out. What do you think about Crypto.com? You think they're gonna pass Coinbase?
Maybe.
Crypto.com is pretty US dominant as well.
They spent a lot of money marketing, so I don't see why not. All right, let's move on. Kraken CEO defends listing Luna 2.0, says Bitcoin traders don't pay the bills. Jesse Powell, the Kraken CEO, came under fire for his defense of listing the new Luna token and also the original Luna Classic token and Terra USD, now known as Terra USDC Classic, back from the dead. Nick Carter of Castle Ventures spoke out against the decision, and this is Jesse Powell's response. Client demand is a weird dynamic with exchanges. Switching costs is low, and people tend to want to do everything all in one place for capital efficiency, synergies, and convenience. Not supporting one coin people demand could cost you the entire account. Listing isn't an endorsement. Just talking about how the launch went for the Luna 2.0. The airdrop, for example, didn't go how the developers intended as tokens were unevenly distributed. Now, the CEO cites that the client demand motivated the listing of Luna. Rohan Gray, which is an assistant professor of law at Willamette University, called Powell out on the move, arguing that eBay does not allow fraudsters to remain on the e-commerce platform. So why should crypto exchanges allow Terra a seat at the table? Finally, fiat and most stocks are garbage, but where's the outrage? This is from Jesse Powell. Revenue from these other coins pay for all the security, pro-Bitcoin lobbying, and marketing. Robin, was Kraken wrong for listing Luna 2 and Luna Classic?
I want to say yes, but I mean, you have a bunch of other trash meme tokens on there. So, you know, for me, I don't think the responsibility falls on the institution that offers the token. I don't think exchanges are wrong. Like, here's the thing. Like, does it meet the criteria? Is there enough capital in there? Are they not going to rug pull it? Do you feel like there's sufficient trade liquidity there? Those are the things that the exchanges ask themselves. And does it check those boxes? If the answer is yes, then, you know, I as much as I can't stand Luna and I think it should disappear, you know what? If you're going to offer speculative tokens, in the same way that, like, if Wall Street's going to offer penny stocks, like if there's a new company that wants to be publicly traded and I don't really agree with their business model, doesn't mean I don't think they should be listed. You know what I mean? Like, if they meet the parameters and they go through the loopholes to get in there, then let it be. Now, my personal opinion, Luna's trash. They shouldn't be around. They shouldn't have launched the chain, but the chain is here. And if you're going to offer, Dogecoin on Mars and Shiba Elon and all this other crap,
when someone,
why not? You know,
I'd put a warning label. Anytime someone clicks buy, I would have a window pop up and just say, "Hey, this is what happened. Are you sure?"
Well, you see, like when you like look up like Luna, for example, like here, pull up my laptop. I mean, like here on CoinMarketCap, the original Terra has rebranded to Classic, blah blah blah. You know, so they do. You know, this, I know CoinMarketCap's not an exchange, but I mean, here's an example of what you could do if you're gonna like.
And what Coinbase started
and
doing.
here's like, you know, this one, the Terra chain is rebranded due to depegging, extreme volatility. Proceed with caution. So I mean, you're seeing these. I would like to see these a little bit more so on the exchanges, perhaps, instead of, you know, just
what Coinbase,
advertising it and hyping it up.
What Coinbase started doing, and I noticed this, their newly listed tokens, they will put a disclaimer when you click to buy. It says this is very speculative, blah, 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 blah. So definitely think it's something that they should do.
I know. I do have some friends that just jump in crypto. You can put all the disclaimer that you wanted, but they don't care. They just want to know.
But I mean,
what do you do?
It's not. You're not gonna. People are gonna make dumb decisions, and the thing is that's just human nature. People are gonna look for short-term gains. They're gonna, even if they recognize the risk, they're gonna go ahead and do it. But at least, like myself personally, if there is something that's new and it's kind of trendy or whatever it is, I'll take a look at it. And if I see a potential entry and exit position where I could make some money, even if it is something that's a little bit more risk on, I'm okay with it. But if there's something that I'm not seeing on the from face value that can easily be put up with a warning label, I'd like to see it. And, you know, if you tell me, hey, you know, like Squid Games was a good one. When you went there, they're like, Squid Games. They're like, reports say you can't remove your token. So Squid Games, you can only buy and not sell. And so they put that right there on CoinMarketCap. And so it'd be nice if, you know, things that are obvious that could be an issue for an investor as far as a problem, put it out there. And then if I want to read it and go invest anyways, hey, you know what? At least you provided me with some kind of information. So.
True. All right, let's move on. So this is something cool. It's not really an article, but this just goes to show you what Cardano is capable of. 56 different Cardano native assets plus some NFTs were sent in one transaction with a total network fee of 25 cents or 0.3 ADA. Time taken to send and receive, 2 minutes. And here you go. Super, super cool. And it's not letting me here. I'm just going to have to keep it on this one. So here you can see these are all Cardano native tokens, Sol, MK, blah, 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 blah. One transaction. Here's the fee. Name another chain that could do this. Robin, can you?
No.
Polygon? No.
I'm sure you can. I don't think they're doing revolutionary things that have never been done before. I don't think this is the first time you can do multiple assets transacted at once. However, the fact that it was done in 2 minutes for the price that it was speaks volumes. So, you know, it's not new. I think even with smart contracts, a lot of times you move multiple assets at once. But as far as it being 50, maybe you could, and just it hasn't been attempted. But
and Charles responded, "It's almost like a lot of careful design and building went into making the system. Like somehow all the pieces are coming together into an elegant protocol." And this number is expected to get cheaper with the rollout of Hydra and the hard fork.
So 0.3, so a third of one Cardano for this transaction
20
fee.
cents.
You said 20 cents?
About 20 cents. At 60 cents, you're looking at 20 cents.
How much does it cost to transact one token on Ethereum?
Dude, I went yesterday to claim my utility tokens for my NFT, and it cost me $11. $11 to claim like $5.
Did you claim it?
Yeah, I had to.
Why?
Because
Like
I
you needed the
I
utility?
needed it to get my VX.
Okay.
Anyways, guys, this is why we're so bullish on Cardano. This is one of the reasons. So much thought and time has gone into this project, and the things they can do in the space is absolutely phenomenal. We love it. All right. Let's see. I think that's it.
Okay. real quick, it just popped up. Here, pull up my laptop, and then we can go to the market analysis. But mortgage rates, they just announced mortgage rates rise sharply after 3 weeks of easing. So your 30-year fixed mortgage rate went from 5.36 to 5.47. So just to circle back on our mortgage rate issue. So
that's it. Yeah, the housing situation is not looking very good. What I assume you're gonna see is people are gonna start moving in with friends and family, and that's just gonna cause the market to crash even harder. We got a new person; they have to go. But you want to give him a quick hola, Rob?
Yeah, 2022. Hola! Welcome, Sin City Crypto.
All right, we are done with our talking points. We are now moving on, and we'll find out who was right. Was Robin right? Are we under 30? Or was David right? We're over 30. Let's find out in our market analysis. You know, guys, hate to say I told you so, but Rocco, pull up my laptop. I mean, I don't like being that guy. I just don't. But here we go. Over 30K, 30,300. Bullish sign, but very temporary. If we look at the overall market cap, sitting a little over 1.25 trillion. Trading volume is in the $88 billion range. Typically, if I'm looking at volatility and market moving, I want to see anything over 120 billion. 60 to 80 is typically very low trading volume. And then you have Bitcoin dominance still holding over 46.1%. As ETH dominance has fell to under 18%. I haven't seen under 18% for a while, so pretty significant. And Bitcoin still holding steady over 30K. ETH, same thing. Nothing really changed as far as prices. What I do want to look at is this tweet that our friend Forrest from Crypto Stackers. Now, this man puts out some really good tweets, so if you haven't already done so, please go follow him. His handle on Twitter is @0xstacker. This is a tweet he sent out this morning. Said, "This is the scariest, most bearish chart I've seen. It's a chart of crude oil versus the S&P 500. When crude oil gets this overbought, it's usually followed by a deep recession. Between inflation and gas prices, the average person has no extra income to invest." Again, if you're curious about recession and how it could possibly affect the crypto markets, and why I think that a recession will be one of the greatest things that ever happened to Bitcoin, go watch the last deep dive video we did titled "Recession." And this is a chart. So, Robin, what are your kind of thoughts on this, bro? He's saying crude oil is extremely overbought, typically leads to deep recession.
I mean, it makes sense, because the average American is living paycheck to paycheck with very little amount of money in their savings. So, if you got to pay 2 times what you did a year or two before in gas, you got to obviously go to work. So it's not like you can cut back on your gas.
Right.
And so, yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those indicators that it shows more than just the oil price. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Like, yes, it's correlated to movements in the past.
More than what you just see on the surface.
But yeah, when the price of, here's the thing, when the price of oil goes up, so does the price of goods, because you got to transport. Yeah. And so, I think it's more of a indication of where inflation is, where consumer spending is, so yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It's a good chart, and I agree. But as far as just simply saying, hey, you're paying more money for gas, so now you're gonna, that's gonna be the camel that breaks the back. I don't think so. I don't think that's
I think
how
it's
it
definitely
is.
a factor, but
yeah, obviously, when you say the majority of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, they're not going to break over $100, in my opinion, for majority of the.
don't know, bro. I mean,
possibly.
To some people, $100 is a lot of money.
But
man.
I think that people are.
That's groceries and gas for a week for some people.
I think people are over leveraged, and I think things like Netflix and other subscription-based services that you might have that not need, or maybe you haven't been to the gym in a while and you're paying for that. You know, there's things that you cut back. So
and the one thing I love about what we're doing and being on YouTube is you can watch for free. You don't need a subscription. Now you can if you don't want the ads, but you don't need a subscription. You can still come here. We're still going to be here. We're still going to do our show every day, Monday through Friday, and you can watch it for free. You don't got to pay $10 a month or whatever the case may be. So that's pretty cool too. All right.
Yeah, I don't really watch any television anymore.
Yeah, I cut my cable, man, and it's been the best decision. I mean, I was getting bent over the coals with Cox. It was
I
terrible.
haven't had cable since 2000 and.
But I'm getting destroyed on my
10?
internet bill. Dude, I am paying
12 years no cable.
$170 for internet.
And I also cut out I got no savings account anymore.
As George Bush would say, that's ridiculified. All right.
So yeah, no savings account, no cable for me.
You need a savings account, bro.
No.
Just keep a little bit in there. Just a little bit, man. You still pay all your bills through your account, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Tell you, man, $15 a month.
Yeah, that is that's garbage.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, like if I got 50 grand, let's just say, hypothetically, I have $50,000. If I keep it in the savings account, you're going to charge me $15 and give me no interest, basically. Or I can just go keep it in a crypto platform and earn 5%.
Yeah.
Zero fees.
HP said, winner, winner, chicken leg dinner. I'm more of a breast and thigh chicken kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? So it's just rhyme. Anyways, I want to show you guys. Thanks to our friend HP, he got us in contact with some people at Token Metrics, and we were able to get a pretty cool account. So a premium account at Token Metrics. And I believe we're working on an affiliate link. Give you guys a discount if you use Token Metrics, or if you want to upgrade, you'll get a discount. So this is pretty cool. And I'm still playing with the platform. There is so much. But I try to spend at least 45 minutes to an hour every day learning about all the different cool stuff on here. So here's what I found. These are ratings, Token Metric grades that they give. And I got it on smart contract platforms. And look who's got the best grade from Token Metrics. It is our friend. It is our friend, Trontastic, Mr. Justin's son, Tron, with a 75% grade. It is a bullish trading signal coming from TradingView. Sorry, Token Metrics. But
I think they're up 10% today.
11.56%.
Oh,
sitting at
that's actual.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Just under 9 cents. Tron is like, when everything was pumping, they were down. And now everything is down and they're pumping. So I might go buy a big ass bag of Tron. Who knows?
Buy a big ass bag of chicken,
I love chicken.
I used
breast,
to work,
thigh, or wing kind of
I
guy?
used to work at Pollo Loco.
Breast, thigh, wing, or leg?
I'm leg and thigh all
Leg
day,
and thigh?
baby. Dark meat, baby.
Thigh and breast. The
That's
breast
good.
is just, I know it's a little drier, but
Yeah,
it ain't got
Makes
the fat
sense,
and
bro.
all the weird stuff. You're an idiot.
Dude, yeah, when the housing market crashed, I was working on the strip here in Vegas in nice restaurants. Got laid off. I had to go work at Pollo Loco.
Hey, bro, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Hey, man,
Ain't no shame in the
I
game.
may go back. But then when I got back into the restaurants, all the Hispanic people were making fun of me. They were like, you work at Pollo Loco? They're like, pierna y muslo. Pelchuga. ¿Quieres
probably-
tortillas
they
de
probably called-
harina o de maíz?
They probably called you worse things that you probably don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know. But
And I don't wanna
anyways,
say 'em
yeah,
on
I was
air 'cause,
everyone thought, all the Hispanic people thought I was.
Now, here's what I'm curious. All
I
right,
love me some chicken now.
on this Token Metrics grade, number 2 is Solana at 43%. What do you think that number is going to be tomorrow when I check it after what happened today? -2?
I don't know.
Some. But you can see here all their trading signals are bearish, except Tron. I'm being serious. Tron might be a good hedge during the time of a bear market.
I think it's gotten a little bit. It's got a good run up lately. So
Here's what I'm scared of, though.
I don't like to buy into projects that have pumped recently. So
Here's what I'm scared of, though. I read somewhere that their USDD, their algorithmic stablecoin, is very similar to that of UST. That freaked me out. So again, proceed with caution if you are going to put money into Tron. Very similar to what Luna, as far as their algorithmic stablecoin, how it works, how it's tied together. Not sure all the details because I haven't looked into it. But Yeah, just be careful. All right. Now, I wanted to also look at their grades on NFTs. I know we have a few NFT fans in here. Why aren't you moving? There we go. So give it a quick second to load here. So NFT grades. What does Tokenmetrics think? Let's find out. So their best grade they gave was to Deepcoin. I was like, I've never heard of Deepcoin. What the hell is a Deepcoin? So here you go. Here's Deepcoin. They are number 282 on the market cap list, trading right under 2 pennies. They have about, and this is not me shilling a coin saying go buy it, just giving you the stats here. 5 billion in circulating supply. What do they do exactly? Well, let's read it together. They are digital, they are called a digital entertainment asset PTE, headquartered in Singapore. They are a blockchain-based NFT DeFi platform that features NFTs, games, and various other forms of entertainment. The main usage of the token is used in the NFT marketplace by DEP to purchase NFTs to enhance gameplay within their platform. Not sure how recent the project is. I didn't get that far, but they're, oh, here you go. They were founded in, looks like 2018 is when they were established. Their 2 founders are from Japan. A lot of experience in IPOs and in the gaming and media industry. Something to maybe keep an eye on, you guys. Not saying go buy it, but got a pretty good metric or grade from Tokenmetrics. And the other cool thing they show here is their 7-day predicted return. So if you were to put money into it right now, their predicted return of what you should expect, you could expect to get back is a negative 1.1. And if you scroll down here,
Did you see what Chef Murder put in chat? That's funny.
Tron, more like transitory, one less. That's pretty funny. Chef Murder with the fire today. So again, we are working on an affiliate link. This is something you guys can use as part of your research. And as soon as we get that, we will announce it. And the last thing I want to talk about is to do a little bit of TA. You know, we talked about, we've had this triangle. This is on the daily chart, by the way. We've had this triangle on here, the symmetrical triangle. It did break to the upside. Big green candle, but an almost equally big red candle. I think we are going to test this lower trend line here. It's right around $29,000. Now, I want to look at Tron, okay? I was doing some TA here, and I'm like, you know what? Let me take a look what Tron's doing, what some of these other alts are doing. And here's what I found. And remember when I go over this, because we're going to look at ETH next, okay? So I'm looking here, and I'm like, all right, this to me looks like a cup and a handle. And typically what happens with cup and handles, they break to the upside, which is exactly what Tron did. Broke out of that handle and upside. And the move we saw from the bottom of this handle was about a 58% move, okay? If I go to ETH, tell me if you see something similar. Cup. Oh, and I moved it. Cup, and we are currently in a handle, right? You want to see that U shape up and then a slight move channel to the downside. Now, typically, these do break to the upside. Again, please remember, my friends, patterns, charts, TA, they're not 100% indicators, okay? They just predict where the best possibility of the price is going to move on the asset, whether that's up, whether that's down, whether that's sideways. This pattern, usually about 72 to 75% of the time, breaks to the upside. Now, we have to complete this channel to the downside, the handle part, but I would expect us, if we do break to the upside, I would expect us to get to this $2,200 range, which from here, if we take this downside here to the $2,200 range, you are looking at an increase of about 22 to 23%. I know, Robin, you got some money on the side for ETH. Me personally, my friend, I would keep an eye on this pattern and how it unfolds. And when you see a break above this channel, it would be a good signal to.
Would the cup and handle play out? Because my targets are 1,600, 1,500, 1,400.
Not really, no, because then it would eventually turn into this, which I mean, it could technically. But 1,600, you're looking at, you know, a handle below the cup, which is not very regular. If you go back to Tron and look at it, how it played out on Tron, you can kind of compare. Oh yeah, I guess it did. It got down to the very lower end of the cup. And so if we look at ETH and do the same thing, and I got ETH on the 4 hour. If you look at ETH and do the same thing, the bottom of your cup is gonna be $1,700, $1,720. So I keep an eye on those levels. Again, not 100%. Not saying you should trade or buy into it, but probabilities are it will break to the upside and it will break to closer to $2,200. That's all I got. That's all I got, my friends. Good timing. It was a good show today, man. I know it was a lot more traditional markets, but again, beginning of a new quarter. No. This is the tail end of Q2, which means, I don't have to do the math, man. Next month, we should be
January, February.
Rocco, take him away, please.
March.
You know, I don't get this whole BS story time, Robin's time, Robin's this, Let me get the camera, please.
Left.
I don't want to see him.
Left or right?
Mute his mic.
That's left. That's left.
Mute his mic. Mute his mic. You know, coming to the end of Q2, GDP numbers will be coming out in the next 6 to 8 weeks. If we're in the red, officially in a recession by a lot of macroeconomists use that indicator as to say, hey, we are in a recession. Also, beginning of the month, you got Fed meetings. You got everything happens at the beginning of the month. Okay, so spend a little more time on traditional markets, but still brought you the crypto good stuff. Rocco, roll the outro, please, my friend.
Is George new?
George is new.
George, hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
You know, I love the name George. That was my father's name. Amazing, strong, manly name. George, welcome to the Crypto Fam, my friend. Ada Gang, we are huge.
Can you pronounce it George?
Georgie.
Or is that
Depends.
that needs to have a J in the front, right? Or is that Jorge?
That's Jorge. Well, some people spell their name with a J and say George. Some people spell it with a J and say Jorge. It just depends. Either way, George, thanks for being part of our Crypto Fam. Make sure you subscribe.
For some reason, I just want to say no way Jorge.
Okay. Roll the outro music, Mr. Producer. Thank you to all of you who came back. Thank you to all of you who are new to our channel. We are growing. Grow with us. We love you guys. On behalf of myself, Robin, Mr. Producer Rocco, we will see you guys tomorrow, same time, 10:30 a.m. Vegas time. Take care of each other. Peace. That's what the dude from CoinDesk podcast says. Take care of each other. Peace. Hopefully it's not copyrighted. Trademark.
It's actually NBC Nightly News.
Yeah.
They say that.
They do?
Was it Lester Holt? Take care of yourself.
Okay.
Take care of each other.
What are your thoughts on the name Lester? I hate that name. You like that?
I hate David.
I sent her with a friend, they shopping there religiously. Whoa, whoa, yeah. You say she love me, but that's when she rockin' Prada bag. Said she ready for the next, I won't, not so fast. Slow down, slow down, slow down, girl, don't you crash. Whoa, whoa, yeah. Cause we can mess up that pretty face, but we can fuck up that pretty lace. Tryna kiss up, I'm in your place. Man, this shit so crazy. Never thought I'd be doing shit like this again. Put that effort in, girl, then I repay you. Crash that thing out the park, now I feel like Babe Ruth, baby. This shit I can't do, baby. No, I can't move, baby. Nothing I can't prove, baby. I got 16 missed calls on my phone. Times change, Mickey D's turn into Rabuchon. Kick my feet up, drink leaders, smoke on a new strong. Couple margaritas, senoritas, I goof off. I got 16 missed calls on my phone. Times change, Mickey D's turn into Rabuchon. Kick my feet up, drink leaders, smoke on a new strong. Couple margaritas, senoritas, I goof off. Question marks along your brain, wonder if you should try again. Look at me inside your braces. Can't focus when we face to face. Plenty things I could go say. Name a place I go and pay at. Said she want no boo. Been around the world, plenty things I can show you. Taking flights to GA for our soul food. Gotta pay 1K for GA at my shows too. Keep it 1K with my fans even at my lows. Ooh. That's why I'm back. Show your man the things I've showed you. Tell your man how I used to hold you, but I won't hold you. Your new man is lame and all I spoke is true. Light one smoke for you. That sadness comes with coping too. This madness come with shit that's overdue. You strong by yourself, nobody else holding you, but I ain't holding you. You the one I need when I'm off that perk or two. Hit that that thing early, got you sleep like curfew. All these lame ass bitches I curve for you. All these packs and pearls I burnt with you. It's up now, baby, it's stuck. They can look, but they cannot. They gon' hate, so I keep that tucked. All this ice on me like pucks. I work hard, don't need no luck. Only thing I need is my Glock. When there's bread, these birds gon' flock. When they dead, I let them rot. I ain't tryna leave you up, I said stop waiting. And I don't got time for these pussy fuckers playing. You gotta read between the lines that I am saying. Ain't got no time for no more bullshit conversations. Cause I got 16 missed calls on my phone. Times change, Mickey D's turn into Rabuchon. Kick my feet up, drink leaders, smoke on a new strong. Couple margaritas, senoritas, I goof off. I got 16 missed calls on my phone. Times change, Mickey D's turn into Rabuchon. Kick my feet up, drink leaders, smoke on a new strong. Couple margaritas, senoritas, I goof off. Yeah. Ooh, it's running right on the wall. I got 16 missed calls on my phone. Times change, Mickey D's turn into Rabuchon. Kick my feet up, drink leaders, smoke on a new strong. Couple margaritas, senoritas, I goof off. I got 16 missed calls on my phone. Times change, Mickey D's turn into Rabuchon. Kick my feet up, drink leaders, smoke on a new strong. Couple margaritas, senoritas, I goof off. Smoking on the island, say she wanna ride with me. Took her on a flight, said all her bags from Italy. I sent her with a friend, they shopping there religiously. Whoa, whoa, yeah. She say she love me, but that's when she rockin' Prada bag. Said she ready for the next, I won't, not so fast. Slow down, slow down, slow down, girl, don't you crash. Whoa, whoa, yeah. Cause we can mess up that pretty face, but we can fuck up that pretty lady. Tryna kiss off, I'm in your place. Man, this shit so crazy. Never thought I'd be doing shit like this again. Put that effort in, girl, then I repay you. Crash that thing out the park, now I feel like Babe Ruth, baby. This shit I can't do, baby. No, I can't move, baby. Nothing I can't prove, baby. I got 16 missed calls on my phone. Times change, Mickey D's turn into Rabuchon. Kick my feet up, drink leaders, smoke on a new strong. Couple margaritas, senoritas, I goof off. I got 16 missed calls on my phone. Times change, Mickey D's turn into Rabuchon. Kick my feet up, drink leaders, smoke on a new strong. Couple margaritas, senoritas, I goof off. Question marks along your brain, wonder if you should try again. Look at me inside your braces. Can't focus when we face to face. Plenty things I could go say. Name a place I go and pay at. Said she want no boo. Been around the world, plenty things I can show you. Taking flights to GA for our soul food. Gotta pay 1K for GA at my shows too. Keep it 1K with my fans even at my lows. Ooh. That's why I'm back. Show your man the things I've showed you. Tell your man how I used to hold you, but I won't hold you. Your new man is lame and all I spoke is true. Light one smoke for you. That sadness comes with coping too. This madness come with shit that's overdue. You strong by yourself, nobody else holding you, but I ain't holding you. You the one I need when I'm off that perk or two. Hit that thing early, got you sleep like curfew. All these lame ass bitches I curve for you. All these packs and pearls I burnt with you. It's up now, baby, it's stuck. They can look, but they cannot. They gon' hate, so I keep that tucked. All this ice on me like pucks. I work hard, don't need no luck. Only thing I need is my Glock. When there's bread, these birds gon' flock. When they dead, I let them rot. I ain't tryna leave you up, I said stop waiting. And I don't got time for these pussy fuckers playing. You gotta read between the lines that I am saying. Ain't got no time for no more bullshit conversations. Cause I got 16 missed calls on my phone. Times change, Mickey D's turn into Rabuchon. Kick my feet up, drink leaders, smoke on a new strong. Couple margaritas, senoritas, I goof off. I got 16 missed calls on my phone. Times change, Mickey D's turn into Rabuchon. Kick my feet up, drink leaders, smoke on a new strong. Couple margaritas, senoritas, I goof off.